Hello and welcome back to Oddlando. My name is Otter and this is my newest project, a City Skylines 2 build based around the introduction of mods as well as the Beach Assets pack, and inspired by my personal experiences living in both small towns and large cities across Central Florida. In the first episode, we laid ground for some dense inset residential neighborhood districts inspired by Daytona Beach and the surrounding towns. So, naturally, in this episode, we're going to finish out that inspiration with an outdoor commercial district, replicated after outdoor shopping malls and plazas, which are, of course, fairly common in the US. The City of Oddlando has approved permits for DWI Contractors LLC to begin construction of this project, and grounds clearing has already been completed. DWI has partnered with Two Bumps Private Security to provide 24/7 monitoring of the site, and they will maintain their presence until completion of the project. The hard part about large builds like this with commercial space is not actually the commercial part. You could either use Find It to manually place buildings, or you can just use the game's built-in drawing tool and have the game fill it with commercial buildings. The hard part is what most places in the US tragically fail at: making parking lots that aren't just a huge eyesore and looks at least halfway decent. This project had a relatively narrow working space, and so I had to find the right assets to use. The stock parking lots wouldn't quite work and have way too many flaws for this particular project. They're sized awkwardly, I don't want it to be paid parking, nor did I want a guard booth. Also, they're confined by the fences, and with the exception of the medium lot, none of the others are modular. I downloaded any and all parking lots I could, and ended up with a few decent options. I wanted something symmetrical, but that would be really hard without building something yourself. So, looking at my assets, most of them were either big squares that were just barely not big enough to fit the dimensions of the road I had laid, or they were long and narrow and I don't know. So I tried out the 2x6 lot, but I wasn't quite sure if the narrow lots would end up producing the symmetry effect that I wanted, and so I opted for a more in-depth build using the 2x2 parking spaces. These would be usable in basically any space I had, obviously, and so I drew these two bars across the parking lot and just filled it with these spaces. Obviously ended up looking a little bit wonky. I'm not gonna lie, the parking lot just felt really bare and also just really spread out. Like it didn't feel like it fit by itself. And so I knew that when I ended up adding the commercial assets on top of it, I just felt like it was going to end up looking weird. So you see me testing out a couple design ideas that I had on the side here, just drawing out some road segments and trying something different before I clear the entirety of what I literally just took like 5 minutes building. And I wanted to continue using these 2x2 parking lot spaces because they do actually look pretty good. And so this idea that I had was just building basically an offset of grass, essentially like a median or just like a disconnector. And I ended up really liking this. So you're going to see me just go ahead and delete the entire parking lot and my little art project here on the side. And I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of the entirety of the parking lot. This part might look weird, but it's kind of hard in cities to get like a good accurate reading of distance, and so I'm just trying to use the road tools to actually measure out the distance and figure out what the distance on these parking lots actually is, and to go ahead and get like an equal entrance and exit on each side. I wanted to make sure that the inside roads were basically even on each side. And so I also went similar to the way that I did the inset neighborhoods, I did an inset parking lot design. And so I went ahead and just grabbed the middle and threw a connector road onto the outside collectors and connected these little sidewalks. And you'll see why here in a minute. It's going to go ahead and just kind of help out a little bit with breaking up the actual design of the parking lots. And of course, like I said before, I went ahead and added just a couple more connection points here to the parking lots, kind of let people disperse as needed. With the actual parking in place, and obviously I just went ahead and did a quick throwdown of some commercial, Now is the time where I go ahead and do my landscaping and my, decorations. I know that a lot of people really enjoy that, and I'm sure they don't want to hear me yapping over it. So I'm going to go ahead and just run this. This section is about 3.5 minutes long. I'm just going to put some music on and let you guys enjoy. If you've made it this far in the video and you'd like to help in a small way, let me know in the comments what I should build next, and also don't forget to like the video. It helps me out a ton. If you haven't already, also please make sure to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell for notifications for more weekly videos from me. I'm currently editing next week's video, and I hope you'll like it as well. I'm really enjoying this series, and it's definitely turning out to be a lot of fun. Finally, if you're interested in seeing some shorter behind-the-scenes videos of smaller projects that aren't going to make it into the YouTube series, work-in-progress pictures of my current video builds, or if you would like to be a part of the city's success, consider subscribing to my Patreon, which will also be linked in the description. Thank you as always so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.